Hey there, fans and friends of the Ag Hedging Chat group. I'm Mike Pearson, joined here by Dan Hussey, and we just got today's USDA Crop Progress Report. Dan, what's corn at?
Corn came in at a whopping 41%, well below trade expectations.
Trade expectations were running about 47%, and again, we're still well below the average, which I believe is right at 64% for the 5-year.
61% would be the 5-year average.
61% for the 5-year average. So we've got some bullish numbers there for corn. And Dan, as we look ahead to the rest of this week, we might see some further delays in harvest, right, with the weather that's coming?
Absolutely. Over the next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's looking like we're going to get a double header of weather coming through the Midwest and through the northern plains. So snow and wintry conditions could be putting things to a halt as of today's report.
Yep, the snow is expected to cross a wide swath of the Corn Belt. I was talking to some friends in Iowa. It's expected to move through there later today into
We're even
tonight.
going to get some snow here in Chicago, they say.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying is that time of year now. Dan, let's talk soybeans. Soybean harvest came in a little below expectations.
Yeah, I think what did I say, 61% there?
62%.
62%, yeah.
So again, slightly below expectations, and should be somewhat bullish as we take a look. The 5-year average on beans is 78%, so we're running 16% behind average on soybeans, and Lord knows snowfall on standing beans is not ideal.
Absolutely.
Dan, I know you got the numbers in front of you. Give it a look. Show us, tell us which states are furthest behind in the corn harvest. And I know it's going to take you a second to look up, but listeners, if you are joining, I know we got a couple of you on. Hey, Jim. Hey, David. Jim says wet, wet, wet in Northeast Indiana. That is something we are hearing from a lot of folks. I've seen a lot of pictures on Twitter and on Facebook of combines stuck in the mud. I've seen a lot of pictures of beet harvesters getting pulled out as they try to wrap up that beet crop in the Red River Valley. It is a mess this harvest season. Dan, who's running the slowest?
Well, Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota all coming in between 13 to 22%. So teens in the low 20s there. The furthest behind, North Dakota with only 6% complete.
Oof, which is not surprising. Given the blizzard that went through there just 2 short weeks ago, it is very, very frustrating. Boy, I tell you what, stay tuned. As we watch this market open, Dan, bullish numbers here. Where do you anticipate the trade to go tonight when we get the evening open?
You know, I would be shocked to see any kind of open lower or any kind of downside move on this type of news. Given that we have kind of a double whammy worth of wintry news coming, or wintry fronts coming through, I would be shocked to see this market not at least open where it closed and trade higher. We've been holding 385 support in December corn and traded a little bit below it, but generally speaking, been holding support that we've been finding for the last 2 weeks. It's been a sideways trade, finding the low end of the range now with the bullish news to feed the bull, or bullish news to feed a rally. We might see something come of this.
You know, that's the thing. The last time we saw
time for it to turn around Tuesday. Too.
Exactly. The last time we saw weather events like this combined with slow harvest news was 2 weeks ago on that impending blizzard in North Dakota, and that's when we spiked up to that 402 high on a Sunday open. So this could very well be the catalyst that hopefully, or possibly, I should say, moves the needle.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, listeners, let us know how harvest is going in your neck of the woods. We love hearing from you. I know our other members of the group love to hear from one another. You're not the only one stuck behind the 8 ball this harvest season. That is pretty well true across the board. Bring us up to speed. What are you seeing in your part of the world? And let us know. How's your marketing going? How's basis? We want to hear all that. That's what this group is for. So let's chit-chat a little bit and keep everybody caught up. Dan, final parting thoughts?
I think that we're going to have one heck of a week here coming in with trade news with China, as well as now wintry forecasts. So if there's ever a reason for markets to have news and a fundamental dialogue about why we could rally, now's the time. So we'll see where we go.
Get orders in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be sleeping on a market that could be moving. Take care.
Have a good one, everybody.